Did your parents know what you were doing, and did anybody try to talk you out of taking part in the civil rights movement?
Yeah, my parents was aware, and they were very supportive. Of course, they were concerned with my safety. You know, during the weekends, I was, as you mentioned, I was a student at Tennessee State. But on the weekends, I worked at a barber shop, shining shoes. And I would listen to some of the discussion in the parking lot about all those outsiders coming to Nashville to stirring up trouble, as they would describe it.
Was this a black barbershop or white?
This was white barber shop. And I was thinking all the time, y'all don't know it, but I want to be one of those outsiders, as they was called. And although some of those students had been in Nashville for 3 and 4 years, but yet they were still described as outsiders. But yes, my parents were very supportive. Their main concern was my safety and also interfering with my education.
All right.
Was their primary concern. I've got a lot of support from the people in the community, as well as in my church. And so I felt, that I a lot of support.
Okay.
And it was certainly interesting with the other students. They were aware of what was going on, but then they had to make a choice whether they just wanted to be supportive or whether they wanted to be a participant. And I understood, we understood that the nonviolent demonstration really wasn't for everybody. And I believe at some point all of us would sort of guess ourselves on that, but yet we were committed to the cause.
What's the most important thing, the one most important thing that you think your involvement, what did it accomplish? Joe, you mentioned a few minutes ago that people today are still realizing the benefits of what you all help get through, help achieve. Do you think, what's the most important thing that you think you accomplished?
Well, I'll tell you the most important thing I think I'd have accomplished when I've done so many of them. But
as far as the civil rights movement.
Oh, for civil rights is that we got the opportunity to let the white Anglo-Saxons understand that we are human too. We like to go and enjoy the hotel accommodation. We like to eat at the fine restaurants. We can be disciplined as well as we can be an American citizen. We fought in your wars. We do work in your factories. We understand, and we're more religious than anybody else in the world when it comes to Jesus Christ, our Savior. That's what we accomplished. We opened up avenues that were never open to black men and women in the world. And education, we were very educated. Today, they look around, all our black smart teachers are all in white schools. But this is what I have accomplished. I accomplished the opportunity of freedom for everybody.
Okay. Vencen, what do you think was the most important thing that you helped accomplish?
The word that comes to mind is awareness. During the 1960s, the period that we are talking about, it was segregation was the principle. And there were folk that I don't want to say was contented, but they accepted segregation as a not more than just a practice, but that was just reality. And people, both black and white, was accepted segregation. There were black business, white business, and there was an assumption that the people were content. That encourage those folk that was in opposition to desegregation. See, there were some words that wasn't part of our vocabulary. When you start talking about desegregation, nobody really used that word desegregation, integration, and it was an awareness of both the black and the white community.
Okay.
People were bothered if you would go to certain establishments. You either had to, it was a theater, you had to go in the balcony. If it was a restaurant, that you would go to the back door.
And couldn't sit at the lunch counter before the city.
Of course. And so just making people aware that it was reality and segregation and discrimination was also legal.
All right. "50 years later, would you do it again? Would you face the harassment that came your way? Would you be nonviolent again? Would you do it again? And would you do it again?"
I would do it again. There are so many issues that face our nation today that we have to confront. In the 1960s, we were confronting the environment that existed at that time. So yes, I don't know whether I would be having been spit on, all the other physical abuse, but I guess I would if it came to that. So the abuse that I experienced was a necessary evil.
All right.
To accomplish what we were set out to accomplish.
Okay. Would you do it, Joe?
Oh.
Bricks flying by your head, zipping by your head
Well,
at times?
the reason why that we have the importance of doing this again is because we have drifted back in political arena. They are sliding us back in a different way. Back then, the importance of having 400 and 500 children downtown for 4 years of demonstration, 4 years dealing with elementary children, junior high children, high school children, joining in with the university leaders and the university people from the community. Those type of events that we had was great. It taught us a lot to become leaders as adults. Now our children has been put in a child's place. When I was at Halley Park, 90% of my workers was children. They had
Teaching tennis at
Teaching
Halley Park.
tennis.
Okay.
They was children, we was the adults. If you look at the pictures, if you look at the events, 89% of the demonstrators then were children. They took the leadership role. The question is, why did parents let them go down there? They know it was dangerous. The question should be, if they supported their children then, why is not they supporting them now with leadership roles? This is the option that I have, and this is the problem that I have with individuals not being able to accept what the children did back then.